Hey guys, so in the last video we looked at the LM308 and I showed you some ways that you can test your LM308 to see if it's actually an LM308. As we covered in the last video, there's lots of fakes on eBay. If you've bought your LM308 from eBay, you may have a fake. And as is reputably reported, the LM308 and the OP07, there's not much audible difference between the two. So I'm going to do a sound test between those two chips. This is in preparation for the release of the project that we're working on, the Tasmanian Devil, which is based on the Proco Rat. And instead of just the usual build report, I thought we'd do something different. So that's why I'm doing these videos about how to test for the LM308 and the sound comparison. So I think the three main ones that we'll check is the LM308 versus the OP07 versus the UA741, which is an LM741. They're all single op amps. They all work in the Proco Rat. Let's see if we can actually hear much of an audible difference between the three, because if there isn't much audible difference, then there's no point going to all the trouble of checking voltages between the three chips. Just to mix things up a little bit too, I'm not actually going to tell you which chip is which. I think oftentimes with when we're using these vintage parts, we think that one should sound better than the others because that was the one that was used in the past. And I think sometimes it's good just to go into this blindly, so you don't get sort of subconsciously persuaded that one is better than the other. So I'll just label these chip 1, chip 2, chip 3, and I'm just going to pick them randomly and put them in, and then after the video I'll tell you which one was which. So also, to make this a little bit more scientific as well, I'm going to use a small guitar sound sample looped over and over so that my guitar playing doesn't influence you to one chip or the other. Obviously, if I play really well for one chip and not very well for the next, that's going to have an influence on your opinion of the chip as well. So just a little bit more to make this process a little bit more scientific and consistent. So how'd you go? Could you tell the difference between was there much difference between the three? Did you pick which one the LM308 is? So the order of the chips was, the first chip was UA741, second one was LM308, and the third one was the OP07. So when I record these videos, there's a delay between each of the sound samples. So it's difficult for me to tell because I can't hear them back to back, the sound samples back to back like you've just heard in this video. But after I record the video, I can leave a comment. So I might change my opinion on what I'm about to say, but there seemed to be some subtle difference between the three. I could tell there was a subtle difference between the three. Might be more pronounced when you hear them back to back, and if I think that's the case, I'll leave a comment in the video. But if there is only a subtle difference between the three, or you don't think the difference is worth fussing over, then your life becomes a lot simpler, because you can just use an OP07 or a UA741 or any single op amp in your rat, and it won't make any difference. If you do want the LM308, or you think it's worthwhile going the extra trouble, have a look at the other video about how to test for a genuine LM308, and there's some steps you can do to test for that. The OP07 is in production, so as I said, it's simple to get. One of those places, of course, DIYguitarpedals.com.au. That's my web store. If you want to support me or support the channel, that's where you should go. I don't do Patreons and things like that. I figure that if people want to support me, they can just buy something from the web store. I'd rather people bought something from the web store, built a guitar pedal or something like that, and did something constructive with their money than just dump it into my bank account. Yeah, so if you want to support me, that's the way to do it. And of course, the Tasmanian Devil PCB is available on there as well. If you want to build one, you can get our PCB from there too. So that's it for this video. Hope you found it helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Leave your comments below what you think of the LM308. Do you think it's worthwhile fussing over? Could you tell a huge difference in the sound sample? Some people's hearing is a lot more sensitive than others, and they can pick up all sorts of nuances in tone. Other people just want to play, just want to play the guitar. Like, I understand both sides of the coin, but what's your opinion? So again, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. See you guys.